Where are the flying horse people? Where's the flying horse people? It's on the cover of the book. That's the one big memory. I'm going to bring up the cover of the book. That's the one solid memory I have of that book is the flying horse dude. And it's not even in the movie. Is it supposed to be the leaf lady? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Only Stupid Answers. This is the little movie review show we like to do that we call Only Movie Answers. I am DJ Wooldridge. My co-host Sam Basser is behind the camera. We like to stay positive on these movie reviews, look at the positive side of movies, which is why I'm the one reviewing A Wrinkle in Time, because I enjoyed it more than Sam did.
Shocker.
I actually, that is a shocker. I'm as surprised as anyone. So we're discussing A Wrinkle in Time based on the classic book written by Madeleine L'Engle that I don't remember. And I read it. I don't remember anything about it. So this is going to be focused on the movie itself, which is probably how you should view these things. A little bit about the movie. A Wrinkle in Time is directed by Ava DuVernay and stars Storm Reid, Oprah Winfrey, Reese Witherspoon, Mindy Kaling, Galifianakis, Michael Pena, Chris Pine, and Gugu Mbatha-Raw, and a bunch of other incredibly talented people. The premise of the movie goes a little something like this. After the disappearance of her scientist father, three peculiar beings send Meg, her brother, and her friend to space in order to find him. So my general impressions of the movie is that I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. I kept waiting for it to kick into another gear and get like really trippy, and it never quite hit that mark. Although for the first half of the movie, I could see little kid DJ being really into it. And then for the second half of the movie, he'd probably be a little bit bored and confused about what's happening, because adult DJ was a little bit bored and confused about what was happening. But normally with the show, we like to break it down with 3 positives and then 1 negative. But since my feelings are a little bit more mixed, I'm going to discuss it with 2 positives and 2 negatives. So let's dive into the good stuff first. First off, the casting is out of this world, literally and figuratively. So Storm Reid does great as Meg, but the standouts really are the 3 misses, which are Reese Witherspoon, Mindy Kaling, and Oprah Winfrey. And Oprah Winfrey is amazing. And there's a way that they present the character that makes it feel like is probably how you would feel if you met Oprah in real life. For me, they were easily the most interesting part. I love it when Galifianakis comes in representing the happy medium. He's really great. These magical entities add a lot of like depth to the movie and are really engaging and fun and weird, and it's clear that the actors are having a blast playing these roles. I would also like to reference Chris Pine, who's really just like started knocking it out of the park with stuff. Like before, he was in the rabble with the other white boy Chris's that are in big blockbuster movies, and between this and Wonder Woman and Hell or High Water, he's just really gone up to another level, and he's so good. And Derek McCabe, who plays young Charles Wallace, is probably my favorite of the kids. It's normally the precocious kid really grates on me, but Derek does a really great job of making him endearing and playing the different layers of the character as the movie goes on. The other part about this movie that I really liked is that it's visually beautiful. And now, if you've seen the trailers, you probably think I'm referring to like the special effects or the magic of the world, and that's not what I'm talking about at all, really. That's your kind of your standard big budget fantasy stuff. The parts where I think Ava DuVernay's directing really shines is in the more character-based moments. Specifically, there's a flashback between Chris Pine and Gugu Mbatha-Raw where they're interacting, and it's just a really beautiful lived-in moment. There's one shot in particular where 2 characters reconnect, and it's very focused on their faces, and it's just a really powerful moment and is more affecting than most of the magical world stuff in this movie. This leads me to my negatives, and at first I thought these kind of things that were nagging at me were kind of counterintuitive. It was weird to be bothered by both of them, because you'd think they'd kind of cancel each other out, but the more I thought about it, the more I think they kind of feed into each other. And one of them is, I think this movie in some ways is too on the nose. Like everything is literally what it is. Like evil is a giant space brain tumor. Goodness is a physical thing. Darkness is a physical, everything is a physical thing in this universe, and there is no such thing as subtext in this movie. And the other thing that stood out to me is I think for a kid's adventure movie, I would have liked to have it be a bit more whimsical. It was weird to think about, like, how can something be too, well, I guess that actually makes sense if it's too literal and not whimsical enough. Those are it's not as counterintuitive as I thought. If it allowed itself to be a bit more symbolic, you could have had creatures and entities, these worlds that they go to, be a little bit stranger, and not in the psychedelic sense. It nails psychedelic strangeness really hard, but some of the whimsical, family-friendly, child fantasy adventure type stuff. Like I kept thinking of Neverending Story and how each step of Atreyu's path, he meets something new and strange and exciting and weird that sticks with me to this day. And the only thing we really get kind of like that is it's in the trailers, a leaf person, which is fun. And then talking flowers, those are fun too. That's basically it as far as like creatures go. And I thought with some of their interactions, like the missus could have started off human and ended up becoming something more supernatural, which you get a little bit of, but maybe if they dived into it more, or when they ran into Zach Galifianakis, maybe he doesn't need to look like Zach Galifianakis. His whole world is about balance. He's literally called happy medium. And then he starts talking about finding the happy medium and like motions to himself, because again, everything in this world is literally what it is. But maybe because his world focuses on balance, maybe he could be some sort of rock creature with his head balanced between his feet and his legs. And another thing, all the creatures in these worlds, there's nothing living beyond what our protagonists interact with. There's no other animals or creatures or anything else going on in this world that they don't immediately run into. Again, with the balance world, instead of it just being a pile of rocks that they need to balance on, maybe there's creatures that are dealing with balance. Maybe just flesh out the worlds more that make them feel more lived in, because for me as a kid, that made movies, like I said, Neverending Story, more memorable and more engaging. So for me personally, those were the aspects that kind of drew me out of the movie. But overall, I did enjoy it. You know, on this show, we always like to give strange ratings, not the normal 1 to 10. We got to do something a little bit different. So for this movie, what should it be? All right, so there's 3 kids and there's 3 misses. So we're going to go with 6. Classic rating of 6 out of 6. I would give this maybe a 4. What is that? Is that like a C plus? C or D? Then maybe a 5. I give it a B minus. B minus, C plus, that kind of territory. But that's what I think. I would like to know in the comments down below what you think. And if you'd like a deeper dive into this movie where we get into spoilers and you hear Sam's thoughts, because he's got them, tune in to Monday's episode of the podcast. Everywhere podcasts are listened to, but you can also go to onlystupidanswers.com, because that has the latest episode of our podcast on there, the latest videos. It has merch. Sam did this, but I'm not wearing one of our awesome shirts. You're going to be looking at, he's wearing the shirt, but he's not on camera, so it doesn't matter. The assets of the shirts are up on the screen right now. If you want some of those awesome shirts and to check out more of our content, go to onlystupidanswers.com. For more in the comments down below, let me know your thoughts. Like, subscribe. Is that all the things that they need to share the video with the people you love and people you hate? Why not? That's it. Yeah. We did it. Congratulations, everybody. A round of applause. Spoilers. The only real spoiler that matters is Oprah's like 500 feet tall in the movie, and it just feels perfect. It just feels like if you were to run into Oprah in real life, it's like that's how it would feel. And there's a scene where the little Chad Michael Murray, Wallace Murphy, whatever. Wallace Murphy, whatever the kid's name is, 2 names. He just tune in to Monday's episode. We'll talk about it.